Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The trait of keeping things secret. 'Cause to be quiet or not talk. Please silence the children in the church. The absence of sound. He needed silence in order to sleep. A refusal to speak when expected. His silence about my contribution was surprising. Keep from expression, for example by threats or pressure. All dissenters were silenced when the dictator assumed power. The state of being silent, as when no one is speaking. There was a shocked silence. The trait of keeping things secret. The condition of being concealed or hidden. Characterized by a lack of openness, especially about one's actions or purposes. The trait of keeping things secret. 'Cause to be quiet or not talk. Poetic, tranquil silence. Become quiet or quieter. Become quiet or still, fall silent. Hush my baby. Run water over the ground to erode soil, revealing the underlying strata and valuable minerals. Wash by removing particles. Cover up a misdemeanor, fault, or error. 'Cause to be quiet or not talk. Make calm or still. 'Cause to be quiet or not talk. Become quiet or quieter. Refuse to talk or stop talking, fall silent. The children shut up when their father approached. Closely confined. 'Cause to be quiet or not talk. Place in a place where something cannot be removed or someone cannot escape. To a greater degree or extent, used with comparisons. An even, or still, more interesting problem. Of a body of water, free from disturbance by heavy waves. Scarcely a ripple on the still water. Marked by absence of sound. The night was still. Despite anything to the contrary, usually preceding a concession. Granted that it is dangerous, all the same I still want to go. Make calm or still. Lessen the intensity of or calm. Still the fears. A plant and works where alcoholic drinks are made by distillation. 'Cause to be quiet or not talk. Not sparkling. A still wine. Not in physical motion. Poetic, tranquil silence. The still of the night. Without moving or making a sound. He sat still as a statue. An apparatus used for the distillation of liquids. Consists of a vessel in which a substance is vaporized by heat and a condenser where the vapor is condensed. A static photograph, especially one taken from a movie and used for advertising purposes. He wanted some stills for a magazine ad. Free from noticeable current. A still pond. Make motionless. With reference to action or condition, without change, interruption, or cessation. It's still warm outside. Used of pictures. Of a single or static photograph not presented so as to create the illusion of motion, or representing objects not capable of motion. A still photograph. Of a body of water, free from disturbance by heavy waves. The quiet waters of a lagoon. Make calm or still. Quiet the dragons of worry and fear. With little or no activity or no agitation, quiet is a non-standard variant for quietly. Her hands rested quietly in her lap. A period of calm weather. The absence of sound. The street was quiet. An untroubled state, free from disturbances. A disposition free from stress or emotion. In a softened tone. A quiet reprimand. Become quiet or quieter. Not showy or obtrusive. Clothes in quiet good taste. Characterized by an absence or near absence of agitation or activity. A quiet life. Free of noise or uproar, or making little if any sound. A quiet audience at the concert. Of the sun, characterized by a low level of surface phenomena, such as sunspots. The condition of being unable or unwilling to speak. Her muteness was a consequence of her deafness. A refusal to speak when expected. The trait of being uncommunicative. Come down on or keep down by unjust use of one's authority. Bring under control by force or authority. Suppress a nascent uprising. Consciously restrain from showing of emotions, desires, impulses, or behavior. Suppress a smile. Put out of one's consciousness. Lessen to the point of stopping. Suppress a yawn. Take possession of by force, as after an invasion. Bring under control by force or authority. Conquer one's desires. Overcome by conquest. Conquer your fears. Bring under control by force or authority. Stamp down on littering. Correct by punishment or discipline. Hold within limits and control. Subdue one's appetites. Get on top of. Deal with successfully. Make subordinate, dependent, or subservient. Bring under control by force or authority. Put down by force or intimidation. An attribute of sound. A state at a particular time. The current status of the arms negotiations. The relative position or standing of things or especially persons in a society. He had the status of a minor. The procedure that is varied in order to estimate a variable's effect by comparison with a control condition. Develop a child's or animal's behavior by instruction and practice, especially to teach self-control. Specify as a condition or requirement in a contract or agreement. Make an express demand or provision in an agreement. The state of good health, especially in the phrases in condition, or in shape, or out of condition, or out of shape. A state at a particular time. A condition, or state, of disrepair. Usually plural, a statement of what is required as part of an agreement. The contract set out the conditions of the lease. An assumption on which rests the validity or effect of something else. Information that should be kept in mind when making a decision. A mode of being or form of existence of a person or thing. The human condition. An illness, disease, or other medical problem. A heart condition. Apply conditioner in order to make smooth and shiny. I condition my hair after washing it. Establish a conditioned response. Put into a better state. He conditions old cars. Failing to speak or communicate, etc. when expected to. Of China. Informal terms for a mother. Secrecy. Mum's the word. Make calm or still. Become quiet or calm, especially after a state of agitation. Become quiet or less intensive. Prevent from speaking out. The press was gagged. Make an unsuccessful effort to vomit. Strain to vomit. Tie a gag around someone's mouth in order to silence them. The burglars gagged the homeowner and tied him to a chair. Make jokes or quips. The students were gagging during dinner. Struggle for breath. Have insufficient oxygen intake. He swallowed a fishbone and gagged. Restraint put into a person's mouth to prevent speaking or shouting. A humorous anecdote or remark intended to provoke laughter. He knows a million gags. Be too tight. Rub or press. Cause to retch or choke. Silence or overwhelm by shouting. Silence someone by uttering shush. Prevent from speaking out. Tie a gag around someone's mouth in order to silence them. The open circular discharging end of a gun. Restraint put into a person's mouth to prevent speaking or shouting. A leather or wire restraint that fits over an animal's snout, especially a dog's nose and jaws, and prevents it from eating or biting. Fit with a muzzle. Muzzle the dog to prevent it from biting strangers. Forward projecting part of the head of certain animals, includes the jaws and nose. A pause during which things are calm or activities are diminished. Make calm or still. A period of calm weather. There was a lull in the storm. Become quiet or less intensive. The fighting lulled for a moment. Calm by deception. Don't let yourself be lulled into a false state of security. The property of making no sound. Calmness without winds. Poetic, tranquil silence. A state of no motion or movement. A state of peace and quiet. The property of making no sound. The property of being speechless.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.